Anita Baker in concert at the MGM Grand National. The food before the concert, absolutely amazing. She is a performer and she had it going on.
Yeah, but let's go back to the food. Tell us about the food, Andre.
I know.
It was such a great concert, but he remembers the hamburgers.
My first concert, which was Green Day 7 or 8 years ago. At that point, I had been a Green Day fan since I was a kid.
And there is something about your very first concert, magic that happens and the feelings that you get just from being immersed in the Coliseum or wherever you are. It's hard to beat the first time.
It was an NSYNC concert, and it was opened by Pink. Pink wasn't big at that time, so I got to see her before she got huge when she was still an amazing musician.
Pink's been playing since I was like in high school.
Michael Jackson at Madison Square Garden. It was pretty amazing. Just what you would expect from a legend like him.
I feel like I'm not old enough to have seen Michael Jackson. She must have been very young at the time. Yeah.
And yet you were old enough to have seen Pink in concert in high school.
Yeah. Well, it's time for us to vote. These were all some very, very good ideas. So we got to find out which one did you think was the best. So please vote in chat. Green Day.
That's awesome.
But isn't like taking your kid to Green Day like taking your kid to see the Sex Pistols?
I know.
There's something wrong with that.
Well, but congratulations, Spencer. We will see you in the final round. But now we turn it over to you fans. We have a poll. Which iconic concert would you want to have seen? Is it Queen at Live Aid, Lady Gaga, Coachella, or Woodstock?
Oh, well, Jimmy was so good. Everybody was there. It was like Burt Bacharach was at, Woodstock, and The Who was at Woodstock. And then Jimi Hendrix was there. I think that was his moment, his breakout, his Coachella.
This was an incredible question, but we have 6 other ones to get to. So let's move along to the next one.
Our next question this week was, what 2 artists would you choose to make the most epic Super Bowl halftime show?
I am going to choose someone who has already done the Super Bowl and then someone who has yet to, but I think could absolutely shred it. It's Beyonce and Dua Lipa. Because, Beyonce just... I went to her concert a while back. Absolutely incredible. And Dua Lipa is releasing some incredible music just consistently. So I think they would kill it.
I'm familiar with Beyonce, obviously, because she played in the Super Bowl. But like, how do you describe Dua Lipa? Do you think that that's for me? Should I give it a shot?
I don't think so. It's like very electronic pop, very like modern pop music. I'm trying to think about a good comparison. Maybe, I don't know how else to describe it. It's very like 2020s. So,
2 Friends.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
So, depending on how you feel about 2 Friends.
But Beyonce is half bowl. What is wrong with me today? Beyonce's halftime Super Bowl performance is one of my favorites of all time. It's tough to beat. She is incredible.
Yeah, but your point about like the technology and the showmanship that's available now being so much better, it's certainly true. She had a hand in inventing that. But yeah, I think it's so much more appropriate for the TV spectacle that the Super Bowl has become. And by the way, it was a pretty good football game this year too. If you watch that.
Yeah. I think this is one of the first years where I like watched it, some for this halftime show, but mostly for the game. Because I was like, I want to see Taylor Swift. I want to see Travis Kelce. I want to see all of them.
Yeah. I came for the commercials, but I stayed for the game.
Exactly. Well, I think I have some really good options, but I know that our fans have some incredible pairings. So without further ado, I ask you, audience, which 2 artists would make an incredible halftime show?
If I could choose 2 artists to be in the Super Bowl halftime show, I would choose Metallica and Red Hot Chili Peppers because Metallica always puts on a show. They're loud, they're fun, they're exciting. And then Red Hot Chili Peppers because Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah, I saw RHCP this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Good show.
Impressive.
2 artists I would choose for the halftime show would be Rihanna and BTS. I think they'll put on a very big and large show with amazing performances. Yeah, I think it would be very amazing and fun to watch and see.
It's time for a K-pop Super Bowl halftime, don't you think? For sure.
Yeah, I'd be very curious about the audience overlap of like sports fans with K-pop, but
Yeah.
They're everything. You know, I think that they transcend all barriers at this point. BTS.
The most epic Super Bowl halftime show would have to be Dolly Parton and Britney Spears. Two ladies from the South bringing sass and class and so much energy and the most amazing show I can.
Well, they're both epic somethings.
I wouldn't want to perform with Dolly because she's just it. She's the peak, you know? I mean, you're always going to not be as good. I don't care who you are.
Is it too late for her to run for president? She can do anything.
I know. She's an incredible person.
yeah.
And how old is she now?
If I had to pick any two people to perform at the Super Bowl, it would be Dolly Parton and Missy Elliott. I mean, it's country and rap. How much better could it be? Let's make that happen.
So if you put those two words together, country and rap, what does it come up with?
Contrap.
Something like that. That wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking of a shorter word.
Oh.
But I kid. I was going to say crap, but I happen to like both country and rap. So.
Same.
I like that crap.
The two people that I think would make the best Super Bowl show would be, neither one of them are here. It would have to be Prince and Michael Jackson. Everyone loved Prince and Michael, so that would be very epic, very memorable, and
so I've seen Prince twice, and I just love him. And I remember I was talking with an old girlfriend of mine about it, like way back in the day, and she said, "Oh, I like his music, but he is a crazed sex monkey." That's a relationship that didn't last, I'm going to say, but you know, Prince, he was not everybody's cup of tea. But what a great musician.
Yeah.
All right, so I think Bruno Mars and Earth, Wind, and Fire together will be the most epic Super Bowl slam jam ever. Like, you need those two in there, those two groups, and bam, they would straight kill it. The vibe will be amazing.
Yes.
Do you remember? I don't know the words.
You know, this just made me think of a fun fact, which is the fact that both Bruno Mars and Beyonce have performed at the Super Bowl, but they performed during Coldplay's halftime performance, and no one remembers that it was Coldplay's halftime show performance.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think that's just but I think that's just a testament to how good both of them are.
Right.
Wow, it's time for us to vote. I don't know where I stand on this whole thing. I actually do. I'm going to tell you guys all about it, but I want to know where you are. And there's one way for you to tell us, and that is to vote in the chat. Just go ahead and type in vote space and the number of whichever of these answers that you thought was the most epic and awesome. I know, but I got to say Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. It's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Hard to beat. My daughter's getting married this year. I don't know if you guys knew about that, except for the fact that I talk about it every day. and like I am trying to pressure that in the playlist.
And here we are, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Dude.
And did he say Bruno Mars?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Aren't you going to sing a little Bruno Mars for us now, too?
This is that School Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. Great answer,
song.
Andre. We're all about it.
We were cranking that song yesterday. Me and the missus.
Oh, well, that's an incredible. I know that my mom has told me ample times that 24 Karat Magic is her favorite song of all time. So you have my mom's support as well.
Yeah, it's a great workout song. It's a great just hype you up song. It's definitely just feel good, 100%.
Yes.
Great song.
It's in my head now. Do you ever have that happen where a song gets in your head and there's no way to get rid of it except by coming up with another song? And so like all of a sudden you get like the theme to I'm afraid to say it, Scooby-Doo stuck in your head. And so now there that seed is, and that's it. You're just stuck for the rest of the day. But then you can push it out with another, viral type song. Take Anything by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Incredible.
you just got to think about it for a second. Maybe sing a line or two, and now you get to enjoy that in your head. Is it just me?
No, that happens all the time.
Okay, good.
There's a lot of voices going on in your head.
I just want them to be happy.
Yes, same. Well, congratulations again, Andre. You're going on to the final round, but now we turn it over to you, audience. We have a poll. Which halftime show has been your favorite? Rihanna, Prince, Lady Gaga, or the Rolling Stones?
Oh boy.
Talk about epic. They're like the Mount Rushmore of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Monumental, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Lady Gaga. I swear I just started to say I'm going to go with Gaga. She's incredible.
Yeah. Well, she also had that was the one where she had like the drones form the American flag, and then she jumped off the roof of the stadium.
Oh,
Like, how can you compete with that?
I got to rewatch that.
So good. Well, I say
I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something negative.
Don't.
I'm going to keep it on the inside.
Okay.
In fact, I'm just going to try to let it go. I just need to get a positive thought to push that negative voice out of my head.
You're not a Gaga fan?
I can't name one song.
Stop.
I just remember that she used to walk around wearing meat, which is cool. And I'm going to grant her that.
Did you watch Bradley Cooper, Star is Born?
So no,
Okay.
but so once you like decide that you're no longer a musician and that actually you're a multimedia personality, you decide that you're going to become an actor, you're dead to me.
I agree if you stink at it. Like if you quit football to play baseball and then it's like, oh, suddenly you're back, playing football because you're not a good baseball player. She's actually a really great actress. She was so good in A Star is Born.
Well, so now you know that Travis Kelce is now shifting to become a game show host.
Oh, see, I don't care about athletes. Ugh, they can do whatever they want.
Right?
Yeah.
there you go.
It's not like a real talent.
We'll have that discussion.
Yeah, some people in the audience are suggesting that I have a bad attitude and that Trish has a correct attitude.
That's right.
Oh.
I just like, if you're a great musician, be a great musician because it's so hard and it's so rare.
Yeah.
But you're right. Football players need to retire by the time they're like, 35.
Yeah.
Yes.
With
Like
a
that Tom
few
Brady
exceptions.
fool.
Now, Tom Brady's fine. He's the exception because he doesn't eat tomatoes. So he will live for, you haven't heard all this.
Yes.
He is going to live forever because he doesn't eat tomatoes or anything else that's acidic. And as a consequence, he will remain youthful, as long as Mount Rushmore does.
Yeah, he's dumb. Next.
Well, we were talking about skills just a little bit ago, and that leads very nicely into our next question.
What is one skill you wish that you had learned when you were young? I wish I would have taken dance. Like, I love to dance. I suck. I am the worst, but I am the first on the dance floor. And I wish that I had just like some basic rhythmic movements. I actually do some apps now because I'm trying to dance. But if I had learned it when I was young and maybe a couple different styles, like if I had taken a little hip hop and a little ballet, I feel like not only would I be in better shape, but I would also have the mad skills that I think I have when I drink, but I don't.
You can't just feel it.
I do. I just feel it, but I'm sure I'm horrible.
Yeah.
I just don't care. But I wish I could like show off and be good.
Yeah. But so like for me, I'm going to go with like all the people who talk about languages because it's so hard to learn when you're older, like a different language.
Mhm.
And and it would be just amazing, to be able to like really understand literature in another language, because that culture, like German, for instance, like all this great philosophy is written in German, but you can't really appreciate it if you're reading it in translation.
Right.
I can think lots and lots of important books like that really just don't work in translation.
Yeah, and there's like the nuances in conversational languages. Like my daughter's taking Korean right now, and she was saying there's conversational Korean, like and then there's formal Korean, and so there's certain people that you speak to using certain language, and that's just something that I feel like is much easier when you're younger, and it's just you learn it as you go than trying to basically learn 2 languages now.
Yeah. So which language will she be singing in her girl group? In the formal or the informal, the casual register?
Yeah, she's gonna be the white K-pop girl.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. It's gotta happen.
Please. Well, those are both really incredible answers. And I think a lot of our fans honestly do agree with both of you. But I think we can get into some of the skills that our fans wish they had learned when they were just a little bit younger and more receptive to the lessons.
I'm showing my dance moves there for Trish.
A skill I wish I learned when I was younger. I think that'd have to be financial literacy. I wish I would have had a credit card and been shown how to use one at a really young age, and all the sort of aspects that revolve around getting money.
So you hear the implied criticism of her parents there. I wish that I had been given. I wish that I had known, because now I'm in deep financial trouble and it's not my fault.
Are you feeling sensitive today, Daddy-O?
I'm just saying that she should take some accountability for herself. You hear me, girls? Talking to my daughters.
But not your sons.
My sons are in less trouble.
Well, I really want to learn a French language because I think young children are able to learn languages at a faster rate. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, language is tough.
Very tough.
Pig Latin I got, but
I really wish I knew how to do my taxes. That would have been great to learn.
It's TurboTax.
That's how you do it. It's a rigged game. You're never going to be able to do them right because it's designed so that you need an accountant.
Yeah.
And you come out ahead.
You do.
Yeah.
Even if
you
your
pay an
accountant really is just like a program. Guys, don't do your taxes by yourself. Don't.
No.
Everything changes every year. There's new deductions that you're never going to know about because it's like full-time job. Go and use a program and let it figure it out for you.
Yeah, it's like pickleball. Rules change too fast.
All roads lead back to pickleball.
Yeah.
How to love myself.
Did she say to love herself?
Yes, she did. She would like to learn that. Also, her parents' fault.
Oh. See, that's a skill I'm great at.
Wish I would have played the guitar better. Like if I would have been young, I would have spent more time playing. And I would be able to approach the music in a different sense, in a way I've always imagined to. But now, I just train to play using my ear.
It's like Trish dancing. You just got to go with it.
That's right.
Look how good he sounded, right? That's you on the dance floor,
He
Trish.
is good. Smiley, you're really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing by ear.
I think he just responded to this question less to actually answer the question and more just to show off his skills.
And you're getting props because you're good.
Exactly. I don't regret that. Good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing I wish I learned when I was a kid is gymnastics, because I love watching crime shows and any TV shows that require a lot of action. And I could have been a stunt woman. Justin Bieber had a stuntman when he was in Law and Order. That could have easily been me. Yeah.
And Ramen, you are the spitting image of Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
It would seamless. It makes me think there was this video of it was a video of it was a stunt double video where it was a white grandma was on a motorcycle about to go, and they cut, and it's like a very burly man on the bike who like revs it up and does like a wheelie, and I was like, that is so funny.
That's hilarious.
So funny.
Well, I don't even know. There's so many things that I would like to learn, have learned, and know now that I don't know, and I blame my parents. But these guys had 6 really important ones, and we got to decide, like, what is it? Is it financial literacy? Is it to do your taxes? Is it another language? Is it just like a feeling of self-worth that you were denied by your mom and dad? Or maybe you want to be even better at the guitar somehow, magically. You wish you had started a little bit younger. How about cooking? Nobody said cooking.
Oh, right. That would have been a good one.
Maybe because they're all good. Yeah. Financial literacy. I mean,
she blamed her parents.
it's not something that you can learn later. I mean, maybe she's in like such a deep hole that she wished she had learned it earlier. But it seems like that's one of those things that if you decide that it's important to you, you can learn it. It's not that complicated. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know?
Right.
I don't have any money. How do I know?
Well, that's because you have a wedding coming up. But it's not too late. I mean, you can get yourself out of a hole. You can come up with payment. Like, I know people get snowed under between student loans and credit cards and things, but you guys out there, like, it is not the end of the world. This does not define how your whole life is going to go.
You just tear up that credit card.
The credit card.
Just tear it up.
Absolutely.
And we all got to stop thinking that we're, billionaires and acting like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stupid. The things that you're spending money on, they're not important.
Right. It's all disposable stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. Come on. Congratulations, Devin. Devin is going to make it to the final round, and that is when we will vote on who had the best answer of the week. But we still have some more questions. I don't know, what day of the week are we on now? Like Tuesday?
We're on Sunday.
We're on Sunday.
Monday.
Oh yeah, we got to get to work, kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, before we get to work on the other questions, we have a poll. So it's in honor of Music Week. What musical instrument would you want to learn as a kid? Piano, guitar, saxophone, or drums?
Piano.
I want everybody else's kid to learn the drums.
Okay.
But none of my kids.
Right.
Oh
but
my
you're
God,
a guitar man, right?
I play guitar. And piano would be fun too, but I got to say that, like, if I'm fortunate enough to have grandchildren, the first thing I'm going to do is buy that kid a drum set just to pay my kids back for being such pains. Oh yeah, watch out there, honey.
You have to give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, Christmas number 4, I think, will be the one.
Perfect. That way they can hold the drums.
Danielle says her parents wouldn't let her learn the drums. Trust me, your parents were wise.
Yeah. Even better. You know what instrument I played when I was younger? I played piano. I also did middle school trumpet.
Oh,
ouch.
They're lucky I never practiced.
Are you good at piano?
I think all of the piano skills have sort of atrophied because I took that when I took it for a couple of years in middle school. So I think by now I haven't really plucked out a song in a while.
Are you sorry you didn't stick with it though?
Yeah, I think that would have been like a cool thing to be able to just like break out at a party or break out in a pinch, like being able to sight read, especially piano.
Yeah.
Okay. We learned hindsight is 2020. Yeah. Well, this was a really nice question. I say, as Keith said, let's move right along to Monday's question.
Ooh, we're talking about a guilty pleasure song or album.
So, JJ, you wrote this question. What is a guilty pleasure song? What do we mean by that?
So I'm thinking along the lines of a song that you might not play at a party or a public gathering, but when you're alone in your room or alone in your car, then you'll turn up the volume, turn up on your headphones and rock out.
So Bat Out of Hell would, Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure album. And the great thing about it is, do you guys know this album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Of course you do, right? Paradise by the Dashboard Lights and the other one. Anyway, but they're all anthems. And so if you're driving someplace, you crank it up.
Right.
You open the windows and you sing as loud as you can when nobody else can hear you, at least nobody that you care about can hear you on the freeway. And I got to say that has got to be it. But it's a happy album. It's not like a self-indulgent, album where it just makes you feel like all sad and introspective. No, I think
Right.
it's great. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should have like a couple of disco albums now. now that I'm open to the disco experience.
Yeah.
You've seen the light, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah. No, Andre turned me around on this one.
Nice. That's a very good option. I know that my main experience with Meatloaf has been in Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I think is another incredible sound. Not quite guilty pleasure, I don't think, but an amazing album to like sing out.
I think you could name any musical and call that a guilty pleasure album.
Yeah.
Because you're really not allowed to turn those on at a party, but everybody's glad when you do.
Enter the theater, kid.
Yeah, then they're like, give me the microphone, put a spotlight on me right now. Well, I think those are two incredible options. And we have a lot of really good options from fans. So fans, I turn the question to you. Is Meatloaf your guilty pleasure singer? What's your guilty pleasure album?
Yeah. Maybe Paul Simon, The Sound of Silence.
I like what I like. I make no apologies.
No such
Or not.
No such thing as a guilty pleasure album as far as Elijah is concerned. All right.
Okay.
Respect, exactly.
This is absolutely no surprise to my friends, but my guilty pleasure song is All Star by Smash Mouth. I got really obsessed with Shrek for a while. I still kind of am. But there is a loop of the song on YouTube, and it's like every time it says, the years start coming and they don't stop coming, it says, and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming for like 7 hours straight. And one night I made all my friends watch it for like a good 2 hours, and we were crying laughing.
But I think that like soundtrack albums are the same as musical albums. That they definitely are in this category. Now that I understand what a guilty pleasure song or album is, I think that that's in there as well.
It's a happy song. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Not for 7 hours.
No.
What would your guilty pleasure song or album be? Well, it's another sort of oldie, but it's beautiful, and it's from an old film with Sidney Poitier called To Sir With Love, where Lulu sings a song to Sir With Love. Those good days of telling tales and biting nails are gone, but in my mind.
So I don't think that qualifies as a guilty pleasure song, except when Fifi Bell sings it, because that one right there, that is my new guilty pleasure song. I wonder if I could make a 7-hour loop
of just Fifi Bell singing it.
Yeah. So but it's a really beautiful song. You guys probably don't know. Later on, I'm going to add that to my playlist. Jen in the chat was looking for my mixtape. That'd be on it.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, this one's a piece of cake. It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. It's NSYNC every single time. Every week, at least once a week at the gym, I am playing the original NSYNC album, just titled NSYNC. And that's the number one song I go to all the time. NSYNC is my jam. They always have been. They always will be. And I am not ashamed.
Again, great to work out to, great to belt it out in the car, perfect. NSYNC.
The eponymous first album.
Yes.
I am not a Swiftie by any stretch of the imagination. However, there are a few Taylor Swift songs that just have an undeniable level of catchiness that is annoyingly addictive.
Scooby-Doo, right?
Don't tell my friends, please. I have a reputation to uphold.
Shake it off.
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly. Honestly, all of like the 1989 Reputation, both of those albums are perfect. So good.
The Uber Eats commercial, Uber One's commercial that features the girls from Vanderpump Rules that singing Sheena Shea's song, Good as Gold. Good as gold. It's in my head all the time. And I want to say I don't like the song, but I like it. I especially like the Uber One version.
When I first heard her recording, I actually went and looked it up. Pretty good.
Okay. Because I haven't seen it.
Well, you
to
can
check it
correct
out.
that. If only there was some way.
Google.com, YouTube.com.
What an amazing age we live in. You want to listen to Lulu singing "To Sir with Love"? You could do that right now.
True.
We need the technology here on QOTD to be able to like take those things and pop them right in the show live. I'm working on it.
I'm going with Alexis. I am a little bit of a Swiftie, and I think she does have the catchiest, most what's the word that we used here to describe this song? Like a
Cheesy.
guilty pleasure. A guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah.
I think Taylor has a lot of those.
Yeah, true. I love how Galaxy mentioned it in the chat. So many people sang. But Alexis wins.
Yeah, that was nice. It was nice. And if only everybody would follow the same logic and put their pets on the air, what a better world we would live in. But I do really, really appreciate that people sang their songs this time. I feel like I didn't really come through for everybody. Paradise by the dashboard lights.
So good. Well, congratulations, Alexis. This was a
Good
great
answer.
answer. Yeah.
Hey, and guess what, Alexis? All your friends know now. Congratulations. You are the winner.
True. Yes, incredible answer. We now turn over to our viewers and to Alexis's friends to vote. What is your guilty pleasure song or album? What type of music? Is it a pop earworm, a rock classic, a cheesy ballad, or an EDM banger?
Ooh. Pop earworm. That'd be like Miley Cyrus, like Party in the USA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the term I was looking for earlier when I was talking about the Scooby-Doo song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an earworm.
Oh, yeah.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I got some things to do now. Da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Scooby snack. Don't hold back. Sorry.
Incredible rendition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was such a good question. Thank you, everyone, for singing along with us. Now we move on to the next question, which is...
Disco Inferno. Do you remember your first school dance?
Do I remember? Yes, I certainly do.
How'd it go?
My first dance? Oh, man. What was her name? Leslie something I was dancing with. Her twin sister, Bonnie. I can't remember. But like those early middle school dances, it's like the girls are so much taller than the guys.
Yeah.
That it's embarrassing for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so in love with my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Ashley. And at the first dance, he introduced me to his girlfriend. And I was just crushed. And yeah, I mean, clearly it didn't stop me from dancing, but it was a little bit of a setback for my 6th grade self. I really thought he and I were going to make it.
Devastating.
Yeah.
A real ego check.
Yeah. Did you try to check back in him later when you were slightly older?
What? No, I didn't.
No.
He's probably dead. This is long ago.
Dead to you anyway.
Yeah.
No, the high school, I mean, dances so we had dances in middle school and then I guess in high school, as well. And it was it's an important experience because you got to go up and ask somebody to dance and you're trying to get your nerve up. But it's a really important lesson because if you don't ask somebody to dance, they're not going to dance with you, right? And by the way, when you ask somebody to dance, they're probably going to say yes because they're waiting for somebody to ask them because they're at a dance, and it takes a while to learn that. Where else are you going to learn that? In this world where they spoon feed you all of your social experiences.
Yeah. I'm honestly, now that you mention that, I do wish that I had made more of an effort to be more social. But at the same time, I kind of was. Remember at my middle school dance, I had this pair of mustache sunglasses. And I would walk up to people and I'd be like, oh, do you want to put these on? And do you want to take a picture with them? So I wasn't asking people to dance. I was asking people to like put on my sunglasses with like a mustache hanging from the frame.
That's so cute.
Oh, so funny. Well, I'm looking forward to the incredible amounts of awkwardness we're going to see from these answers from fans. So we ask you, how did your first school dance go?
I think my first school dance was in middle school or something, and I don't remember a whole lot, but I remember going with some friends and just kind of hanging out, doing some line dances, and one friend in particular was wearing some Heelys, and so she'd put her hands on our shoulders and we would walk her around while she was rolling around on her Heelys, and it was just a good time all together. So that's what I remember.
That is good, clean fun.
Yes.
Oh, that's iconic.
So we don't have school dances, but we have blue light discos, and that are run by the police. So I went to my first one when I was in year 7. It was the early 90s, and body glitter gel was a thing. So I stayed at a girlfriend's house, and the only thing I can really remember is her and the body glitter gel. She'd caked that much onto her face. I thought she looked like a disco ball. When we got there, she just shone like a disco ball. It was crazy. But I had a great time, and it was a good first day.
That sounds like so much fun. She was a fish.
Who needs a disco ball when you can just like shine a light on someone's face and then you're good?
Yeah, actually, it was a couple weeks ago in college. I asked a girl out. Of course, she agrees. And me and the boys got a little too excited, got a little too drunk before the venue. So, hey, things turns out fine, but of course I was like half drunk during the dance. But like in general, it's a good time.
Yeah, I feel like that's the other part of it is like that is your first time trying like some of the substances. And so I remember in middle school, you could literally like give me a sip of like a beer and I'd be like 7 sheets to the wind.
And so you could get a beer at your seventh grade dance?
No, they weren't like giving it out, but I know that like people would try to like sneak stuff in,
Right.
you know, like put it in your shoe, like put it in your
Parking lot
pocket or
pass
something.
along.
Exactly.
The shoe brew.
Was your dance at a prison?
No, they were just very stringent about it.
So mine was a blue light disco. We don't have like school proms and stuff like that here in Australia.
Oh.
Just these like disco things run by police. My first was in year 7, and I stayed at a girlfriend's house, and we got ready to
I'm gonna guess the
and
end. I'm gonna
the
guess
thing I remember the most is
the glitter.
glitter body gel was like a
yeah.
thing, and she had caked that stuff on her face. That when she came out, I just remember thinking she looked like a disco ball. It was just that glittery. But other than that, it was just a really good night.
So I feel like the fact that she's in a robe and she's repeating her questions, it's like we're having a slumber party. So good.
I know. I wonder too, because she's in Australia. Like, are you just up all night, like watching QOTD?
Yeah, well, who can blame her?
Exactly.
We're
We're
great
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually homeschooled. So no, I did not attend any school dances. And when I was of age, I really wasn't necessarily the smoothest guy. So I wasn't flirting with anybody to go to school dances with anyway. So it didn't really matter. And based on what I've heard of school dances, I don't think I missed out on much.
I disagree.
Me too.
The slow dance at the end, the last song, man, how great was that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, very awkward experience. I remember because there were so many chaperones. It was middle school, so you had to have like a chaperone for every 5 kids or something crazy. And we were all awkward middle schoolers, so we were all too afraid to approach anybody of the opposite gender, and we all didn't know how to dance. So, yeah, I remember it quite well, actually. I was terrified of school dances after that.
Yeah. So, Trish, you feel him, right?
I do feel him, but we always had like that one kid that could break dance, right? There was like that one kid that could just get in the center and start spinning on his back and doing all that stuff. And it was like, ah, I hate Jake. Got all the attention. You know what I mean?
Shout out Jake.
Yeah, it's like you're living in Pretty in Pink or some other 80s movie.
Right.
Well, so many answers that we just got to pick one somehow. And the good news is that you get 2 chances to vote for Tabitha. So the way to vote is you just go into the chat and you type vote space and whoever it is that you agree with. And there were some pretty good stories in here. That's why I love this question. It's mostly about, like, we just want to know more about you. And here we are hearing like their stories about life. I think we learned the most about Benjamin. I feel like we got some insight into his character.
Yeah. Oh, Hannah Harlan and her friend.
So cute.
With Heelys.
Yeah. But by the way, you shouldn't be dancing with Heelys. Just saying.
I know. I'm surprised they let them in. Like, that were my school. They would have been like,
and she snuck through. Because often they were at night. And it was so freaky to go to the school gym at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say that the healing around, despite probably not being let in because of the Heelys, that is the most middle school thing I think I could ever come up with. Because, like, yeah, just rolling around. You're not even trying to dance. And even better, you're trying to dance and you're just slipping everywhere.
Right.
Perfect. Well, congratulations, Hannah. We will see you in the final round. We have a poll for this question. How did your first school dance go? Were you breaking it down on the dance floor? Were you the person who was breakdancing? Were you talking with friends, eating snacks? Or were you like, did you not go? Were you like Elijah?
Poor Elijah. Well, like, I want to know more. I want to know, what did he do for sports?
Yeah.
And like dating must have been hard.
Yeah. Well, our fans were taking it to the dance floor.
Hell's yes. Trish, did they have school dances when you were coming up? Or I guess they did, but they didn't teach you how to dance, huh?
No, we took square dancing.
Well, that's right. So in case the audience doesn't know, Trish was kind of born out there in the country. I'm always just so intrigued by what your life must have been like.
Yes.
I grew up in this fast neighborhood in Southern California on the beach. And so, I have this all you gotta do is watch any surf movie like Gidget and you get me. You don't but you seem mysterious. It was like
Footloose.
It was like Footloose, yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, speaking of Kevin Bacon though.
Oh, love him.
Me too. But you know that I'm a 2.
A 2?
Yeah. 6 Degrees from Kevin Bacon, that game.
Oh, you're a 2?
I'm a 2. Yeah. I knew a guy who knew Kevin Bacon who was in a movie with him. But that means that you and kind of everybody else in the audience, you guys are 3s, which is awesome. 3 is a great number. Most people are 5s.
So I know a guy who knows a guy
Yeah.
who knows Kevin Bacon. And
By the way, also, I once had a beer with a guy who had a beer with Olympic skier Leonard Stoch from Austria. So you are a gal who had a beer with a guy who had a beer with a guy who had a beer with a gal who had a beer with Leonard Stoch. So you also have that.
So much more interesting. Very interesting.
No, exactly. He's huge. He's again like Mount Rushmore, like a monument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that ever happen?
He can dance. He stepped out and he was like, I'm going to dance. I'm going to break it down. And he made history.
So Trish, if you grew up in Kevin Bacon country, you would think that you would be able to dance.
I know.
You're like the guy with the cowboy hat who had to really work hard at it.
The naked guy?
Yeah, the naked cowboy guy. Not the naked cowboy guy.
Right. Nobody even knows if he can actually play guitar. Nobody cares. It's a naked guy.
No, but seriously, in the movie Footloose, there's a cowboy guy who he has to teach how to dance. Okay.
Yeah.
But
he was with Sarah Jessica Parker in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big kind of dumb one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Every town's that one.
It's like your brother. Brothers. What's your nickname for your brother again?
Bubba.
Exactly.
Bubba. Well, I don't have a good transition. We got the next question. Here we are.
Ooh, what's the best makeout album of all time? So this is kind of a tough question because there are a lot of artists that have great songs for making out, but you have to find that perfect album where, yes, there's going to be like the kind of really low-key sensual stuff, but you also want an album that has like some fun and flirty tracks, right? Because you're not going like straight to the room. You're going to like make dinner, you're going to hang out, and so you want just to set this whole tone. So I'm going to tell you right now, George Michael, Faith.
But isn't that all kind of upbeat?
No.
Or does you think it hits all the notes? It walks you down the path.
Careless Whisper, Father Figure. Yeah. And then it's got, Faith, obviously, and a lot of just really fun. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Is Faith at the beginning of our journey or at the end of our journey?
It's going to be at the beginning of our journey.
Okay.
Because you got to have faith.
Okay. And where do we end up?
In a Careless Whisper.
Nice.
Honestly, that's...
You give it a try, guys. I'm telling you. And it's George Michael. He is just like the sexiest man. Well, not alive, but at the time. Still one of the Billboard Top 100 greatest artists of all time. JJ, you should revisit this. Tell me.
Yeah. No, it's a great album.
Yeah.
This is when he broke out. This was his first solo album, I think, or maybe his second.
I think it was his first. So good.
I'll keep it in mind. Well, I'll keep that in mind along with all of the other recommendations we're going to get from fans. So without further ado, I turn it over to you and ask, what is your best makeout album of all time?
So 10 out of 10, it's hard to find an album because I feel like you need a mix of everything. But I would say Wildest Dreams by Maj Jordan. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's done a couple songs with Drake too, and he's got a good style.
I'm just laughing because the chat agrees very strongly with Sonia.
Oh,
okay. I've never heard of Majid Jordan, but George Michael and Majid Jordan. I'll check them both out.
Yep.
On the top of my head, I will go with the album Evolution by Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat mentioned Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men, that's a good choice.
Very good.
The one that comes to mind is that 1975 album. I think it's something like I Love to Watch You When You Sleep. It's a creepy name, but there's a lot of good songs on there for making out.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, the album. I'd love to go up to your window at the middle of the night and watch you sleep and tap on the window and see if you can hear me.
Rex, are you dating? Have you ever dated?
Well, he did say up front that it was a creepy album name, but he said it had great music to it.
But I'm going to go with it anyway.
You got to break it out.
Okay.
Yeah, unconventional. We'll see. I'll give it a listen.
In my opinion, the best makeout album of all time is Blonde by Frank Ocean. You really can't go wrong with any Frank Ocean or the Weeknd album.
Right.
Or the Weeknd. Okay. Yeah.
Friday's coming up. Give it a shot.
That's true.
The best makeout album would have to be anything by Duckworth. The songs are super good. And they're just so romantic sometimes too. They have that vibe about them. Yeah, he writes a lot of romantic songs. And so I think any album by him, Super Good was also a really good album that could be a really good makeout song album.
Oh. All right. Because I need a suggestion.
Well, you have 6 pretty good ones right here.
Yeah, 5 so far. I wonder what the next one is going to be, because whichever is the one the audience votes for, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play it. Don't tell my wife, but I'm just gonna go and put it on for her, and we'll see what happens.
I hope it's a first song.
The best makeout album of all time is Montero Lil Nas X. It just is. I really don't even know why I have to explain why. I think if you listen to it in order, you'll feel a lot of things. If you make out to it, you'll also feel a lot of things.
See,
You'll
she's saying,
understand.
she's saying what you were saying, Trish, about like it's the journey, right?
Yeah.
We got to start off with something sort of fun and then just like kind of get
Exactly.
seduced into the musical pleasure zone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that song by Boston?
Which
It had,
one?
like foreplay. And
Could
it
you
went
sing?
into,
Could you
like,
sing a little bit, please?
It's been such a long time.
Oh, that
Like I
one.
should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
going. And there was a long interlude at the beginning that was actually called foreplay. And it was just like this, this long introduction and stuff. So that's the whole gist of it, guys. Oh, gist.
All right. So listen, there are hints here coming from an expert, and we should all be paying attention.
Yes.
A lot of dates. So Keith is going to take the winning answer. He's going to download this album, and he's going to tell us all about his night next Thursday, live on the air.
I will report back.
Super excited.
So help me out here by voting in the chat. Just go in and type vote space and the album that I will be making out to this weekend.
Vote 3, guys. Vote 3.
It might be great.
Who knows? Oh, we got it coming in.
Oh, Annabelle, what did she say?
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
Oh,
yeah.
Boys to Men, it's such a good answer. She
And-
threw
and
you a
the- and
softball.
The name of the band says it all too.
Yeah.
Right. It must be good.
Oh,
But
that's
so I think
great.
we're talking about the first album, right? Were there two
Evolution.
albums? Evolution.
Sure, we'll let you pick.
I don't want to pick.
We'll give you some
I
latitude.
don't want to have to go through their whole catalog because
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Annabelle. That was a really good answer. She made it easy for you.
yeah. Thanks, Annabelle.
Well, now we'll turn it over to our audience and we'll get a second opinion. What is your favorite music to set the mood to? Is it slow music like Frank Ocean, upbeat bangers like Doja Cat, dreamy pop like Tame Impala, like woo, and then jazz, something smooth and sultry?
The upbeat bangers. I see what you did there, JJ. That's a good one. Set in the mood, though, is dreamy pop.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it's like it's just like setting like kind of like a bed of music that you can slip into.
Wow, JJ.
Nice.
I'm on a roll today.
God, you really are.
But yeah.
And welcome back to the advertiser-friendly segment of QOTD. Let's just go for it. Let's just really say what's on our minds.
Well, this was a really good question. Keith, definitely report back. But now we'll move on to the next prompt and the last prompt of the week, which is a new question.
If heaven were a concert venue, who is playing? I think we all know the obvious answer is Bryan Adams, right? Baby, you're all that I want when I'm lying here. Heaven? You guys know that song, right?
I do now. I didn't know that's what it was called.
What?
Yeah.
Were you around in the 80s? Oh my God, you guys. Let me know in chat. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
The 80s was the last time I was around, but I was just listening to different music.
Yeah. Well, I think for this question, I'm thinking about artists who have passed on specifically because relating to that. And I think I would choose Avicii. The DJ who did very iconic songs like Levels. He did a bunch of remixes. And I would love to be like at one of like his sets, like a Coachella music festival type deal. That'd be incredible.
I want to go to like the festival of like great dead rock musicians.
Yeah.
Like in heaven.
Yeah,
And I think Janis Joplin's headlining,
Okay. Janis Joplin?
Yeah, Busted Flat. And who else? Who would you go for? Willie Nelson, right?
Michael. Willie Nelson's still alive.
Oh, so you say. Is he really? Michael Jackson, huh?
I I gotta go with Michael.
I don't think Michael's in heaven. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna come out and say that.
No.
Great music, but he did not do the things that you're supposed to do in order to get into heaven. Just saying, Buddy Holly, heaven.
So MJ moonwalked, and that was what pushed him over the
Yes, I don't think the moonwalking was the problem because that was pretty heavenly.
Whitney
but,
Houston. Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah.
There's
The
our
wind beneath her angelic wings.
Yes. She has a rest stop named after her on the New Jersey Turnpike, by the way.
You're kidding me.
Another New Jersey great. There's so much good stuff that comes out of New Jersey. John Bon Jovi, for goodness sakes.
It's all great, but where's Bruce's pit stop?
I'm telling you that they're just gonna name the whole system after
Which
him.
name whole state?
He is the greatest musician who ever came out of New Jersey, and one of the most important media people. There was like him and like the guy who invented the record player, Thomas Alva Edison, also came from New Jersey. You know, and people are always giving us a hard time.
Is Edison named after the phonograph thingy, or is the phonograph thingy named after Edison, New Jersey?
Is the town named after the guy who invented everything? Yeah. The light bulb? Yes.
Oh, it's the same guy.
He didn't change his name to
I
just
know
match
him.
that town. Yes, I'm 1 degree separated from Thomas Alva Edison.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So in terms of like things that you wish that you had learned when you were young, one of them might have been history.
History.
I didn't take tech. I wasn't a nerd.
Have you ever listened to a record album? Do you guys even remember what a record album is? There were these like big like plastic platters and that you could get music out of them by scratching a tiny rock across them. It was amazing.
It's called an Edison. Kids.
Well, we have some really incredible things to say about this question, and I wish we could continue, but we have to talk about our fans' answers. So fans, we turn it over to you. If heaven were a concert venue, who'd be playing?
I would say Dolly Parton, because every time that I listen to her album, listen to her voice, just kind of reminds me of the good old days that I'm in my grandparents' place.
All right, she's alive, but maybe we're just talking about the fact that it was heavenly, and after all, his grandparents are there, and so what are they going to listen to on their Victrola?
Yeah,
exactly.
On their Edison.
Got to be the Beatles, right? I mean, they did say they were more popular than Jesus. My only question about that is, do we have to wait for Paul and Ringo to join George and John up in heaven, or can we have the concert like now?
See, I feel like the George and John like solo concert, it's an unusual combination. It's not one that you would predict, but it'd be great. But I mean, George Harrison would be there. I would go see him solo in heaven.
Sure.
Yeah.
My Sweet Lord.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
If heaven was a concert venue, who would be playing? Definitely old Bay Area thrash metal bands. So Slayer and Testament, and some, down south, some Megadeth, and then probably some death metal bands. You'd have Meshuggah and In Flames, Lamb of God. So definitely it'd be like a festival of heavy metal music.
I don't know what to say. Megadeth is not playing in heaven. Slayer is not playing in heaven, Andrew.
Hey, we can change the question to be if heaven or hell were a concert venue. Because then you would have, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heaven were a concert venue, who would be playing? In no particular order. It would be a festival. It wouldn't just be one artist. It'd be a festival.
It is heaven after all.
That festival would include Bob Marley, Prince, Jimi Hendrix, Mac Miller, Nirvana, I guess Kurt Cobain. Find somebody else to play the other two parts, and Amy Whitehouse and
Winehouse.
Jim Morrison. It's a festival. It's a music festival.
I would definitely use my golden ticket for that one.
Same. Good answer.
Great lineup.
So obviously, if heaven is a concert venue, we're talking about musicians who are dead, right? So
Yeah.
there are a ton that who would be playing, and I think they'd be playing all the time. We're talking about John Lennon, we're talking about David Bowie, we're talking about Elvis Presley, we're talking about all these all-time greats, Mozart. We're talking about Prince. People who are into crappy music. Kurt Cobain might be there.
Hey, and by the way, Elvis Presley isn't dead. He just went home.
That's true.
Wow.
If heaven were a concert venue, who was playing? I was just kind of thinking about this other day, but Michael Jackson passed, and so is Prince. I'd probably have them do like a collaborative kind of concert there. I know they didn't seem like they were really fond of each other, but I feel like that might make things a little awkward, and they try to upstage each other. And plus, too, you could have like anybody else who has passed away in the last like 100 years being like the musicians or somebody playing the drums. Like I would have an amazing concert. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Mozart was an interesting answer. I like that.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. Like I can see, you know what? I could see it. Like Mozart, Prince, and Michael Jackson like playing together. It would just rock.
Yeah.
But I guess Keith Moon would be the drummer for that band.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know how you could decide.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, who am I going to go with here?
Yeah, you guys get there in the chat and type vote space and then the number of one of these guys. We're going to go for the festival. Yeah, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is going to be the death metal, the death metal extravaganza, death metal palooza in Heaven Palooza. They're in Paradisella.
Oh, Paradisella, that's a good name.
Yeah, I'm gonna name my next daughter that.
Oh, heavy metal reigns
Megadeth.
supreme. What do we know, huh? They're just waiting for Ozzy just to complete the set, right? He's like Walking Dead, isn't he?
Yeah, but I presume that when he comes back, it's like the arthritis will be gone. He'll be like ready to rock out again, right? Because it's got to be heaven for him too.
Do you think arthritis is Ozzy Osbourne's biggest problem? Do you?
But he's alive, right?
Yeah.
I know that like Sharon's always like
I'll say.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, look, he's the greatest. I think but again, isn't he the one who used to like bite the heads off of like bats on stage? I also don't think that he's going to have some issues getting past the gatekeepers there. Just saying.
A little bit.
But you're right. That whole Megadeth, the whole like death metal crew, it may be a road trip. We may have to go someplace.
Yay!
Yes, it's time for the final round because
That's
there's
right.
7 days a week, not 8 days a week. As per the Beatles song.
Hey, this is the winner's round. This is where we're going to select the very best answer of the entire week, and we're going to crown your QOTD Weekly Champion.
Yes.
All right. So I think that what we should do now is a quick recap because there have been so many days this week, I can hardly even remember what happened on last Friday. But we have voted for people, so let's just like do a quick run through, and then we will vote for the champion of the week, which was the most awesome of all of these awesome answers.
A skill I wish I learned when I was younger. I think that'd have to be financial literacy. I wish I would have had a credit card and been shown how to use one at a really young age, and all the sort of aspects that revolve around getting money.
That's right. Devin's answering the question, what's a skill that you wish that you had learned when you were younger?
All right, so I think Bruno Mars and Earth, Wind, and Fire together will be the most epic Super Bowl slam jam ever. Like, you need those two in there, those two groups, and bam, they would straight kill it. The vibe will be amazing.
Yeah, Andre is telling us what would be the most awesome halftime Super Bowl act, and I got to say that was a killer band. Great
My
combo.
favorite concert experience would probably have to be my first concert, which was Green Day, probably 7 or 8 years ago. I was able to go with my dad and my best friend, And at that point, I had been a Green Day fan since I was a kid. So that was definitely.
Yeah, you never forget your first. Spencer is telling us what is the best concert experience that he ever had. It was Green Day. He went with his dad. How cute.
I am not a Swiftie by any stretch of the imagination. However, there are a few Taylor Swift songs that just have an undeniable level of catchiness that is annoyingly addictive.
Uh-huh. So she's
Don't
answering the
tell
question.
my friends, please. I have a reputation to uphold.
I love her answer. The question was, what's your guilty pleasure song or album? But the reason why I loved it is she's so guilty about it. She's so obviously guilty. But I agree. I wouldn't admit that.
On the top of my head, I will go with the album Evolution by Boyz II Men.
Yeah, this will be my makeout album. You watch out, honey. Watch out.
I think my first school dance was in middle school or something, and I don't remember a whole lot, but I remember going with some friends and just kind of hanging out, doing some line dances, and one friend in particular was wearing some Heelys, and so she'd put her hands on our shoulders and we would walk her around while she was rolling around on her Heelys, and it was just a good time all together. So that's what I remember.
Yeah, tell us about your first school dance, or tell us about a school dance experience anyway. I remember mine. Ellen P. listening. We'd slow dance to something.
Boyz II Men.
Led Zeppelin, I think.
If heaven was a concert venue, who would be playing? Definitely old Bay Area thrash metal bands. So Slayer and Testament, and some, down south, some Megadeth, and then probably some death metal bands. You'd have Meshuggah and In Flames, Lamb of God. So definitely it'd be like a festival of heavy metal music.
Yeah. If heaven were a concert venue, who would be headlining your festival? And he's going with somebody oddly named Meshuggah. Which is the answer? Which is the best answer of the week? We got to vote now. Go to the chat and type vote space and the number of who you thought was the most awesome. Is it Devin or Andre or Spencer, Annabelle, Hannah, or Andrew? And I skipped somebody halfway through because I have to squint a little bit. Alexis.
There we go.
Who are we going to vote for?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Who are you voting for there, Trish?
Oh, I got to go with Alexis.
Oh, it was a good one. So the phrase spite voting has been tossed around in the chat a little bit. That's on you guys, because it's going to be like that YouTube loop we were talking about earlier. For eternity, you're going to be listening to Testament. And that's on you.
And Meshuggah.
Oh, wow. What an incredible
I don't even know what to say. So this was the week of music. And I mean, we really dug into music. First off, I've gained a lot, and I will let you guys know about Boyz II Men. Okay. So this was a great week as far as I was concerned. And I hope that we can also be as productive and learn as much and improve our lives as much with whatever the heck it is that comes next week. Does anybody know what next week's questions are all about?
I do.
Patricia.
Next week's theme is pets. Cats, dogs, rats, hogs. We're talking about all the pets that we have now and our dream pets. This is in honor of Earth Day because, hey, the best part of nature is our pets.
Yeah. What day is Earth Day? 420?
20.
It's right around then. What?
That's the other best part about nature is the things that they give us, the highs they give us.
Nature. So listen, I don't have to tell you guys how way over into pets I am. I've got a lot of pets. I'm really looking forward to this week. Oh my God. When you guys answer your questions, I want to see pictures of all of your pets.
Yes. Bring your pets on air. I'm going to bring mine on air. So I want everybody else to too when you answer your questions.
Stupid cat.
He's the best cat, you guys. I'm going to introduce you to Mickey next week. Stay tuned. It's going to be great.
I'm going to bring my new dog, Sir Tiny.
It is a cat.
You think I'm kidding?
A glorified cat.
No, yeah. Well, no, he's rough and tough. This morning he barked. It was like everybody was shocked. What was that? Guys, I cannot wait. I really appreciate everybody who records their own answers. I know that it's like, you're sharing yourself out on the internet and it's really scary, but you know what? We're your pals. We totally appreciate it. We're going to be sharing of ourselves as well with the pictures of our pets. JJ, you know who I want to see.
Harley.
Right? I want to see Harley. Yeah. Yes. So listen, I can't wait to see it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can get the questions first. Then you just click on that and, you get the opportunity to record. I just can't wait to see it because I really just can't wait to see you guys all on TV like us.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Have good nights.
Oh. Do you remember? Oh my God. I'm going to come through on this Boys to Men thing.
Oh, God.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Terror.